A few months ago, Benjamin Šeško looked like another player Manchester United were about to destroy. He wasn't scoring. He was barely getting into chances. He looked invisible, and when he finally got himself into a chance, he would miss. In his first 5 months at the club, he scored just 2 goals. Every single week, people kept asking the same question. Did United just splash £70 million for another striker who just isn't good enough? But a few months later, everything looks completely different. He is scoring late winners. He is dangerous in the air, and he is a nightmare to defend against. So how did Benjamin Šeško go from looking like another expensive flop to becoming the player that may have saved Manchester United's season? Stay tuned, because this is not just a story about a talented striker adapting to a new league. It is much more than that. You see, when United brought Šeško in, the transfer made sense on paper. Their previous season had been a disaster. They finished 15th, and their 2 strikers, Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, combined for only 7 Premier League goals between them. A new striker with Šeško's profile made sense. He's huge, he's fast, he can finish with both feet, he's a threat in the air, he can run in behind, and unlike a lot of strikers his size, he is technically clean. But the problem with most of United's signings wasn't that they didn't make sense on paper, but once they were brought in, they weren't able to use them properly. And that's exactly what happened to Šeško. United had bought a striker built to attack space, then dropped him into a team that could barely create any. Under Amorim, the structure around him was killing him. The 3-4-2-1 formation brought many issues in build-up. With only 2 central midfielders, it was easy for opponents to outnumber Man United in the center, which made it harder for them to progress the ball. As a result of that, Šeško simply wasn't getting the ball. He kept trying, he was making runs in behind the defense, but the ball never came. What made it even worse, Bruno Fernandes, the most creative player in the squad, was playing too deep, spending more time trying to organize the build-up rather than hurting teams in the final third. With him further away from the goal, United found it much harder to create chances. But the more you look at Benjamin Šeško's story, the more you realize that writing him off that quickly was wrong. Šeško started out in his local club Radece, in a small town with less than 5,000 inhabitants. As a son of a goalkeeper, he also started out in goal. However, he quickly got bored. He wanted to score goals. He wanted to be at the center of the game, so he forced his way further up the pitch. He was absolutely obsessed with football. He was at the local pitch all day long. Even when he didn't have his own training session, he would go to shoot at the goal and see other kids train. He never had enough of it. He loved watching Zlatan, his size, his acrobatics, his explosive strikes. He wanted to be like him. Later, he moved to Šeško, where he scored 59 goals in a single season for their under-15s. He was dominating in his age categories. After that, he made the first crucial decision in his career. He moved abroad to Red Bull Salzburg, but things didn't come easy for him. In his first season on loan at Liefering, he scored just 1 goal, but the next season, he exploded with 21 goals, which earned him promotion to Salzburg's first team. However, in his first year there, he struggled again, scoring just 5 league goals, but in his second season, he exploded again. Every time the level rose, he found a way to grow into it, even if it took him some time. You can see the pattern here. New level, slow start, adaptation, improvement, breakout. That has followed him through every stage of his career, and that was also the case at Man United. But his problem at Man United wasn't necessarily that he was playing badly. It was that the team around him was not helping him to become the best version of himself. While Šeško with his size looks like a target man, that's not where he is at his best. He is not the kind of striker who wants to spend 90 minutes wrestling with center backs, trying to hold up the ball with 3 defenders on his back. He can do parts of that, of course. He is strong, he is athletic, he can compete, but that is not where he is at his most dangerous. He is at his best when he can stay high, attack space, pin defenders back, run the channels, and then arrive into the box. He is at his best when the team around him gives him clarity. And under Amorim, he had none of that. He was isolated, playing in front of a team that couldn't get the ball to him. He was being used as a reference point in a team that could barely reach him. But after Amorim left, everything changed. United returned to 4-2-3-1 formation, and Bruno is back playing as a number 10. Their build-up structure is now more simple, but also more effective. Their forwards are not isolated up front, and suddenly things are starting to click. Man United are now set to return to the Champions League after 3 years, and Šeško can't stop scoring. He scored 4 goals in the first 5 games under Carrick, despite starting in only 1 of them. It doesn't matter whether he is starting or coming off the bench. He is always ready to be decisive. He is scoring with his head. He is scoring with his feet. He is scoring last-minute winners. He is scoring crucial equalizers. And it's often Bruno Fernandes who's finding him. The player he had previously no connection with because he was playing too deep. And this is just a start. Everywhere Šeško went, his second season was better than his first. If this was just the adaptation phase, then what comes next will be frightening.